Hi guys, it's Chris at Cotton Crown, back in my cider shed with some more cider to try, and it is a cider today. It is a cider, and in fact, it's another one from Monnow Valley, but I don't know if you saw the one I did with the, gosh, what was it? The, can't remember, oh, the red that I had from Monnow Valley, which I loved. I thought it smelled like well, first I thought sherry, then I thought actually like a Jura wine, like an Albois, something like that, which actually go through similar treatment to sherry. They have a lot in common with it, but it was closer in style on the nose and so forth to a Jura wine, I thought in the end. And I love Jura wines; they're amazing. I mean, totally different from anything you get anywhere else. They're brilliant. But it came in a bottle without a label and just a tag on it. And yes, I think I even showed this bottle in the video to say this one's coming up soon. And here it is. So this is a cider, not a perry, as you can tell from the colour. What does the label say? It says Vilberie. Vilberie 29/4/21. So that's when it was bottled. So 20. Is that a 9 or a 4? 24. It's 29 or 24. I can't quite tell. 29. It's handwritten by Kevin, which is fantastic. 29/4/21. SG 1012. 5.5% medium. Okay. So Vilberie we have had before. We've had it as a single variety from Ross and Y. Can't remember much about it. If I can find out the number of the film, I'll put it on here. Because it's always nice to have a reference, something to compare it to. I'd like to watch it as well. But yeah, so this is one of the bottles that Kevin just gave me. He said, go away and try that. If it's anything like as good as the red was, then Jesus Christ, I'm in for a treat. Because that was stonking. Absolutely stonking. I loved it. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't because it had residual sugar. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. It said it was sweet on the bottle, and it was sweet. But had some good acidity as well. Delicious thing it was. Right, where's my bottle opener? Small glass today. Small glass today. I've been giving myself rather big pause, so I thought let's just go back to the small glass. So I don't know if this is conditioned yet. Some of them have, some of them haven't. The red hadn't, but it's still awesome. I had it. I can't remember. I drink too much cider and perry. I can't remember everything. Jesus Christ. Whoop. Smoking gun. Smoking gun. And we have bubbles, people. We have bubbles. Nice one. So what was the batch on this? Did it say? Don't know when. I don't know if this is 2020 or 2019. I'm going to assume 2020. So single varietal with Vilberie, as you can see. Look at that. Nice mousse. Nice pour. So as always with Kevin, unfiltered wild yeast, etc. Some sediment in there just to prove that it's bottle conditioned wild yeast. I don't know if he doses it or does it pet now. I can't remember. I keep forgetting these things. Small brain, too much information. My problem. But Kevin's great at commenting on these things. So hopefully, Kevin, if you watch, is it pet now? Bottle conditioned. I think you bottle conditioned, but I can't remember. So actually quite bright. I mean, it's not totally bright. It's hazy. So this is obviously unfiltered. But quite a nice pale amber, gold amber. That I would say. Yeah. I mean, it's darker than a perry would be, but it's it's quite light in colour for your regular cider. It is a bittersweet. It's a full bittersweet. So as the name would suggest, Vilberie, French, comes from sort of around Dinan, which is a lovely part of Brittany. So you've got Saint-Malo and just up the river, which is a fantastic fortified coastal city, basically. And if you follow the river up from there, you get to Dinan. Fantastic, beautiful part of the world. Going to go back there quite soon. COVID allowing. So yeah, full bittersweet, French. Probably used a lot in Breton cider, possibly as well in Normandy. Don't know. All right, so that was the colour. Let's smell it. Quite delicate, but you do get that kind of bittersweet character, that cider apple character, that slightly sweated apple character, that skin character, which I love. But yeah, super delicate, super delicate. It smells like it might be a little bit sweet. It's almost a hint of baked apple. I mean, it says medium. You can't smell sweet. Could be bone dry or super sweet. I won't be able to tell by smelling it, but I do get a bit of that sort of aged apple. Yeah, sweated apple, sauteed apple, a bit of sugar, a bit of butter. Yeah, let's try it. Brilliant bubbles. Big tannins, actually. Big tannins. Certainly more you would get in like a Breton or a Normandy cider, in my experience anyway. But they would always blend. So this feels like it's a variety that would bring the tannin to it, bring the structure to it. Minerality, it's pretty dry for a medium, I have to say. Pretty dry for a medium. I reckon Albert and Ross and Wine really like this. Big structure, big tannin. I think I could keep it for a while actually to soften those tannins, to be honest with you. I mean, by most people's palates, this is the drier end of medium for sure, and it's got some hard tannin. So I'm getting like that leathery stuff on the back end, that leathery bit sort of character. Nothing wrong with it, like it. I think I've said before, I've started to think to some degree, like with cider apples, more like red wine grapes, and culinary dessert apples for cider making, more like white wine grapes. Because one of the biggest distinctions between red grapes and white grapes is the fact that you get tannin from the skin in the red wines, which give it structure, make it quite different in character. That's one of the main differences in character between the cider apples and the eating apples. There are others, obviously, but that's a pretty major one. And this is feeling more like a red wine than a white wine for sure. Big apple character in the middle, like what I was getting on the nose. Decent acidity. This is quite a tannic varietal. This has made me think more like closer to like Ellis bitter or Tremlett's bitter or something like that, which surprised me actually. I thought the tannins would be much more gentle. With age, those can soften for sure. But yeah, this is for people who like. I mean, if you like dry cider, you could drink this absolutely. I mean, there's some residual sugar, but not a great deal at all. And that sort of big, sort of leathery, tannic finish balances out the sugars massively. Yeah, very subtle on the nose, delivers big on the palate. Absolutely. I'd love to try this after a year or so. I really would. See how it's mellowed and softened. It's solid, but it's not what I expected at all. Much bigger and beefier and more tannic. Be interested to find my Tremlett's bitter, not Tremlett's bitter, but the Vilberie from Ross and White tasting, which I think I filmed. See if I can find it, post it up here, then have a look and compare. Because I don't remember. This feels to me like a Ross and White cider, more than a Monnow Valley cider. It really does. It's just bigger in terms of the tannic structure than anything I've had from Kevin before. I'd be interested to know what he thinks of this as well. I really would. Okay, guys, there you go. I'm showing you the bottle. There's no label on it, and you can't get hold of this, but it's interesting nonetheless. That is the information of the thing that. Well, maybe he has got a batch of it. Maybe that was one of his testers he gave me, and he actually's got a batch of it that he's waiting to sell. Don't know. All right. Thank you for joining me in my shed. I hope you join me again. But until then, cheers.